Hello, everyone. Welcome to the VUniverse Podcast. I'm Emphy. I'm here with my co-hosts, Dubert and Jam. Hello, hello. So, what are we talking about today?
Talk about VTuber lore.
About VTuber lore, just VTuber stories. We're just talking about lore.
Do you think you should have VTuber lore?
Is VTuber lore good for you or not?
Find out today on your nearest pharmacy
Pharmacy.
down the street.
Please go
At
to
your
your
local
local doctor
CVS.
to ask about a prescription.
Ask your protection of lore.
They'll just give you what's it called, like Rat King, or some like a little prescription.
Yeah.
Lore is very.
What are your thoughts, Jam,
understand.
on if every VTuber or anyone should have VTuber lore?
I think it depends on what kind of character you're going for as a branding, and if you're a simple, let's say a simple catboy VTuber, right? I don't think you really need lore. At that point, you're just a cat. There's nothing important going on. But let's say you're Buff Pup, who is a werewolf VTuber. That might stir up a good story, and that might spur up some interesting lore as well.
Mm-hmm.
I really just think it depends on the concept and what you're aiming for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, honestly. I feel like it's not necessary, depending on, it's not something like everyone needs, I think. Some characters might need it, like my character, I think needs the lore, since otherwise it's kind of confusing or something complicated. But I feel like you don't have to have lore just to start out, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't, just because you're a VTuber does not mean you immediately need lore. That can be something that can come later on if you feel like you want to go into more depth about your design. But like I said before, if you have something simple like just like a dog girl or cat boy, femboy VTuber, then I really don't think it matters too much.
Yeah. It's more of just an extra boost, I feel like. Because even a lot of the biggest YouTubers and VTubers and stuff, they don't really have lore until later on. So and a lot of the times it's just extra information. Just for people that want to get into the character. But it's not necessarily needed for starting out.
Yeah, it kind of feels a little bit cosmetic. Like for example, Gargara's Shark Girl, not that big of a big detail. Like it's not like, oh my god, crazy lore. But it's more like as time went on that I think there was this fan made animation with Hololive what's their generation called? Like the original EN branch.
The Hollow EN, I think it might have just been Hollow EN.
Hollow EN, yeah. Oh, anyways, yeah. But yeah, they had this fan made. Keep thinking it's Tempest, but it's not. That's Hollow Stars. But anyways, they had this fan made animation made, and it's them, like Kiara, Ame, Gura,
Mori, Calliope,
and Mori,
and Ina.
and Ina was the enemy, and they were fighting against Ina, and it kind of delved deeper into Ame's lore and a little bit into Gura's, as Gura has more detail about being in Atlantis, Shark Girl or something. So yeah, that was interesting, and how Ame's time travel works. So that was a bit.
Ame's time travel, I think, became a later thing by fans. If I recall, that was all she was just a simple detective VTuber in the midst of all the chaos that was shark gods and death and phoenixes. It was just Ame being a detective VTuber, and then it
Yeah.
spiraled into like, oh, I'm a time traveler.
Yeah, and it kind of like gave her like that ability to be on par with everyone else. Like for example, everyone's like a god, and then she's like detective-ing everybody else. But as time went on, she became like kind of a god herself of like time travel.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool, and it's very like it's very nice to know that as like the years go on, your lore will develop, or your story and your character will develop with you. Um, and that is what I really like about like VTubing as well, because like as you go on, it's not just you that's growing, it's the character too. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And like as you continue to like stream and stuff, you can kind of develop your own lore like as you go. So like even if you don't have an idea like beforehand, like what is my character, what they're gonna do and stuff, you could develop it later on. And that's really nice, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes like it's just as simple, and then they go and your fans, if you have fans, then they will develop it for you, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna take that.
Yeah, there's like certain like things that people pick up on if they watch you for so long. For example, like inside jokes are very prevalent, especially for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like from debut, everyone has known that I hate tiny corn, and it's kind of developed into milk too. But
Milk.
it's kind of like, yeah, I don't like milk.
These are what aliens are
What?
allergic to. Write it down.
Write it down.
Oh, it's like in Dandaran where the milk is their blood or
Oh,
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the blood of one dude's species. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like the crab. I think it was like a crab. Like
Yeah, it was like a
Yeah.
crab
thing,
guy.
Yeah.
Like
But
a
yeah, everyone
mantis
knows that
guy.
yeah, everyone knows that I kind of like hate tiny corn. I said it for my first ever debut, and it's stuck with like people like fans like Blue Jay and others. But it kind of grew up to be like this like people jump scare me in my DMs with like tiny corn. They just send me pictures of tiny corn. It's leaked into my friend groups too. So like if for example, one of my friends would send me like they eat tiny corn every Thursday or something. So they just send me their meal like every Thursday.
Guess what I'm
It's
eating
not like
today?
they eat at the prison cafeteria. Hey, guess what? They're serving the cafeteria again. Tiny corn.
No.
Getting picked from the prison.
Yeah. The lore and inside jokes kind of coalesce into like this kind of like whole thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, it becomes part of your character almost.
Yeah. I think that despite my many rebrands, because I felt like it, Tiny Corn has stayed towards everything.
In
that's
every
like
universe, it sticks to
Consistent.
do is tiny corn. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing that stays just through the omniverse.
Just corn.
My mortal enemy.
You little yellow
Despite
pellets.
everything, it's still you.
After all these years. Yeah, with the fans, I think Haruka Caribou is another example. She was just a moose VTuber, right?
Yeah.
And it just slowly grew into like, oh, she has a cult. Just and
Just
she has to
casually.
deny it every time. And I think at
Yeah.
first it was like, yeah, it was just like it's not a cult, but then she grew into the brand Brandon idea of like, yeah, I have a cult. We're not a cult.
Yeah.
We give you Tim Hortons.
Like she's Canadian, right? So
Yeah, she's Canadian.
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah,
I do want to try Tim Hortons. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
I was saying, I do really want to try Tim Hortons. Every Canadian hypes it up.
What is Tim Hortons?
it's the Starbucks of Canada.
Really?
That's what I'm aware. Yeah, but every Canadian, right? It's like, oh, it's way better than Starbucks. The food is way better.
I
So I
wouldn't
just want
doubt
to kind of
it.
just go up to Canada. I just kind of want to go up to Canada to try it for myself.
I had a Canadian boyfriend. All they said was like, "Yeah, Tim Hortons pretty good," and I'm like, "That's how I remember Tim Hortons." But to be honest, when it was first mentioned, I thought it was like hot dogs or something.
I kind of
I,
thought
I
I thought it was a shoe brand when I first heard it.
Oh, interesting. What would
It's
the
like
shoe look like?
I
Would it
don't
look
know.
like
If
Mary
it's up in
Jane's?
if it's up in Canada, it'd probably be like fur boots or something.
For some reason, when I hear Tim Hortons, I think of hot dogs, and I don't know why.
Yeah, sure.
It sounds like a hot dog brand. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
The
yeah.
American mindset.
The
Hot
American
dog and
mind.
hamburger.
Yeah.
I do love myself a little bit of burger and hot dogs. I tell you, fuck America.
America. Fuck yeah.
Fuck you, brother. It's Oh yeah, Enfi, what were you going to go say?
I don't remember.
Ah, fuck.
I don't remember. No, it's okay. We got distracted by Tim Hortons.
We got distracted by it. It just seems like it just seems like a tale told by sailors.
Yeah, what do
The
y'all
siren.
think of VTuber drama? I guess going on to our next topic. Like,
It just seems like regular
Yeah.
celebrity drama at this point, but for a
Yeah.
smaller community. It's pointless, but there are some good gossip. There's just a little bit of good gossip sometimes. Take that as a bad or good thing. I think the one I remember the most was the apricot fruit drama, where she cheated on her boyfriend, right? And then went on this whole Google Doc, and then the boyfriend pointed out their whole tale, and it was just like, grab the popcorn.
Yeah.
And it's
I
not
mean-
even like the first time there's been drama with fruit over in V
Yeah.
Shoujo. There
Mhm.
was when Silver Veil streamed Hogwarts Legacy, right?
mhm.
Yeah.
And the whole just community of people hating on J.K. Rowling went over to
Yeah.
that game.
Yeah.
And you know, they were like accusing you of being transphobic for playing Hogwarts Legacy, which that got even more annoying. And so when Silvervale streamed the game, he was just getting attacked, and Fruit, and like I think Fruit was a part of it and just did nothing about it. Which then, like a week or two later, Silvervale left along with Nanners and Vebe, like 2 months afterward.
And then they joined Myth, something.
Mythos?
That's right, yeah, they
Not
joined
Mythos.
Myth.
Yeah.
No, what was it called?
It was something like I don't know. It's a talent agency, not specifically a VTuber agency, but it's like
It's definitely a streamer talent agency.
Yeah, I forgot what they were called.
It might have been Myth.
I think it was like. Search it up.
But yeah, so anything
It's just
with
called
Fruit.
Myth Talent. It's just called Myth Talent.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So any drama that relates to Fruit, you know, there's about to be some wild ass shit.
Yeah.
And back to like when she was cheating on her boyfriend while he was in military, right? He was in military, right?
Yeah.
I think both sides are wrong. I don't think abusing a person is right, but I also don't think cheating on your partner is right. So both sides are wrong, and I think people are stupid for defending Fruit in that situation.
Yeah.
Just kind of seems.
Yeah.
It just seems unfaithful and just moronic. And I think Kason then said something, and then she had to delete the post afterwards. So I don't know what's gonna happen with Kason. She hasn't done anything yet, but
yeah,
I want to like doubt like she might leave.
Well,
if Fruit does another stupid thing.
There was like with her past life, the whole thing with like how she was pretty much like kicked out almost
Yeah.
of Hololive.
Mm.
So like there was, it's not like everyone's like completely without like, I don't know, drama. There's always like drama over like every little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, every
And I got
little
drama.
thing, yeah. There was also a post saying Joe Cat. I think he was talking about how it's great how VTubers have healthy relationships.
Yeah,
And
he
everyone
got, yeah. They were like
just decided to
mad
grab
because
pitchforks at the poor man.
they were mad because he was saying, I'm glad like they're not like idols anymore because of like toxic idol culture. And then they were like, but idols are like an essential part of VTubing. You don't understand anything. You have no idea what you're talking about. And they were like so mad at him when he was just talking about how like healthy like VTubing has gotten now, especially where there's like less of like people are less afraid of talking about people's past lives and stuff like that. There's like less of that idol culture where like people are like super parasocial with like everyone.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
I don't know, he always says something that's like the most lukewarm thing and like people just dunk on him.
The kindest, wholesome, positive thing.
Yes.
And everyone's like, go kill yourself. I'm gonna fucking murder you. I'm gonna grab a pitchfork and throw you in the water. You're a witch. Burn him at the stake.
Like literally he like does nothing wrong. He like his first thing was with that video with where he's like, I like big girls, itty bitty girls, and like like basically like loving like everyone in like all forms, and everyone got so mad over that.
Oh, it's so strange. I like that song.
Just he like brings like the most loving energy, and then everyone's
just
I hate that.
Yep.
And there's some drama I feel like that is like necessary, but only like if it's like a call out type of thing. But like the problem is I feel like there's like so many call outs that are like over the most like smallest thing now. Like
some VTuber kicked on a rock. It's big drama now for like the whole week.
Some VTuber kicked a rock, another rock VTuber's mad.
As a rock VTuber, I am offended by this, and I will cancel your ass.
Either way, I think most VTuber drama can be solved if you either block or you talk about it.
Yeah, especially in like privately. Like some things don't need to be aired out.
They don't need to be spoken out. It's also like I forgot what I was gonna say. Shit.
Most VTuber drama is aired out in 2 weeks, and then like it's gone, and that's all you need.
I was gonna say like you should never like even if it is like public drama out there. Blocking a person should be last resort. If you, it's pretty much a mind game. If you block them immediately, they essentially won. And it doesn't resolve any kind of controversy, and will probably be a ongoing feud for at least another 2-3 weeks.
I'm block free. Like I'm like I debate on blocking people, but I block people pretty freely, and I think that's like a difference. I think there's like some things that if I don't have the energy for it, I'm not gonna push myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I unblock them, then I unblock them. But most of the time, it stays blocked, just for my sanity. And most of the time, I give them like a note. Like I'll just be like, "Hey, by the way, I'm blocking you just because of blah blah blah." And then I like block them. But I don't know if that's like, I don't know. Maybe that's not good. But you know.
I think it's
I don't know if
good
addressing to the person that you're blocking them. It's like it's smart.
Yeah, I think it's.
Then again, I don't want to leave them in the water. You know, not knowing like what I just did. What I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. I
So
think
it's still gonna get you
oh,
like it's still gonna bring up some questions for them, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't got anything else to answer.
Yeah, that's fair. Fair enough.
so what pop culture made you guys like what's like the inspiration like behind y'all's designs and like lore stuff like that?
Do you want to go first? I gotta think about this. Hold on.
Yeah, I
I don't
definitely
gotta think about
have
this.
I have a lot of inspirations
Do too.
like oh my gosh, like some what do you call it? Like otome games. I'm like inspired by like this one that was I don't remember what it's called, but I
Mystic
know
Messenger.
no.
No.
No. Oh god, I was obsessed with that
Dear
when I was
Fauna.
younger. No, it's like a lesser known one.
Oh, okay. So like one of those like blood ones. I don't know. The
No.
ones where they're like I don't know. It's weird.
I'm like inspired a little bit by that. Um Definitely I have a lot of inspiration from like HP Lovecraft. Like I love like a lot of Lovecraftian like eldritch horrors and stuff like that.
Loves the tentacles. She loves the tentacles. She loves the Cthulhu.
Yes. And I'm
sorry,
like
go on.
inspired by like xenomorphs, like aliens, and like Bakeneko, like lore stuff like that. Angels, and like basically a lot of like well specifically biblically accurate angels, and then a lot of like Japanese mythology. I feel like I know that's not really like pop culture, but like that's kind of what inspired my design and like stuff.
You want me to go next?
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, I've had so many rebrands, but all of them are very intentional, I think, in my opinion. But for this one specifically, I've always loved Cyberpunk. I think that's like the only thing that's really stuck for like years and years is Cyberpunk is like I love it. Not only did I play Cyberpunk, but Cyberpunk 2077. I haven't played Phantom Liberty yet, but I have played Cyberpunk 2077. That and Cyberpunk Edge Runners, and I also really like when I don't know isekai into a game kind of like things. I also have been watching Faithin, which is like an animated show about a girl's dad whose brain was transported into like a computer, and he's trying to contact her, but he can only contact her through emojis at first, and then he eventually starts talking in text. And there's multiple of these like brain to computer type things, and this lady and this guy's wife got her brain transported to a computer, and they can only talk through speakers, phones, and TVs. And that's like interesting to me. So, yeah. But I've had multiple reruns, so especially when it comes to like childhood stuff, I think Aphmau.
Yeah. My
Aphmau is
straight, yeah.
not even my street. It was bad. It was worse. It was Minecraft Diaries. And and it was so engraved in my memory that every time I see one of those like meow things at GameStop, I'm like, I gotta send this to my boyfriend, because we both we both grew up on App Mouse. So, yeah, he even has a plushie. I won't even lie, he's more of a diehard fan than me. But yeah.
You can name any episode, any flaw, from a single question.
My favorite AFA episode is episode 100, season 1 of Minecraft Diaries. The one where they fight Zane.
I mainly watched the My Street stuff. I never watched the Diaries.
Diaries was peak. It was peak.
I
It
watched.
walks so my street can run.
I had watched the Maestri, but I had mainly watched Skyda's Minecraft's roleplay
Oh,
series.
Yes,
same.
Before
yes.
he had the whole dilemma and shit. His
Yeah.
roleplay, a lot of the roleplay series he had were absolutely good, and there was also I can't remember his name. It was Corey something, but he also had a good Undertale and Fallout
Mhm,
Minecraft roleplay series, as
mhm.
well as SCP. And I think that's what got me into more of the I think that got me into some horror as well. Not
Ooh, I
entirely, but it
used
was
to. I
definitely
used,
interesting.
I used to watch Yolk's Cast.
Mm,
Mm.
mm.
I could tell you guys aren't familiar with it. They had like this this
That's the guy
one
who was saying Jiggy Diggy
series.
Hole, right?
Yeah, that's one of them. Specifically, I would watch Yolk's Cast, Lewis and Simon. So,
Mm-hmm.
they had like this whole role play series. I don't remember what it was called. It was like this guy's that started with like an what's it like an I name. Oh, I'll have to look it up. I have to look it up. Hold on. Yolk's Cast.
Well,
Israfel,
enthusiasm.
Shadow of Israfel. It was like this
Huh.
guy that was like evil and chasing them, and like they were like trying to like defeat him or something. And that's what I grew
recognize
up
the
with
name.
it.
I just didn't. I recognize the name. I just didn't know what he did. I was just like,
There was
yeah, okay,
also
yeah.
Ant Venom and
Oh
Caveman films as
yeah.
well. I remember watching. They had a FNAF roleplay series. I don't think they ever finished it either. I was like waiting for the next episode, but it never came. So I don't know what had happened with that. Did that brings up a memory. Do y'all remember the YouTuber toy line, Tube Heroes?
No.
No. Oh my god, I had they literally had action figures of a bunch of popular YouTubers back in like 2012
That's
or
gonna
even
fall off.
earlier.
That's gonna fall off so hard.
It
Did it?
did. It did. It did. It fucking died. I don't even think they released everything that they had planned. Right? They had like Dan TDM figurines. They had Dan TDM, Exploding TNT, if you remember him.
Mm,
KSI, Skydos Minecraft.
no way, KSI. Okay.
They had KSI. They had KSI as a figurine. Uh, who else? Fuck, because I remember a lot of them. Oh yeah, they had Captain Sparkles as well. And along with the figurines, they added like items and little items they came with that referenced a lot of their stuff from their YouTube shows. Uh, yeah, they also had plushies, man. They had a lot of stuff, but it just died, which was a shame. But I guess looking at it now, yeah, it's probably gonna fall off. They're doing YouTubers.
Mhm.
That never goes up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially when there's drama.
Yeah.
Oh, especially if there's drama. Like
Yeah.
Skydos Minecraft
Yeah.
and KSI during that time didn't have like the big drama of everything.
Uh-huh.
But you know, now if you have a toy of Skydos Minecraft, especially with the allegation that had gone with them,
Yeah.
yeah, that's not gonna age well.
Nope.
Uh, okay, back on topic. What were we
Yeah.
talking about before I
So,
brought
what
up
is your pop culture
nostalgia toys?
influences?
Okay, yeah. There were a lot. I think when coming up with the Immortal Pirate, I think initially it was as much as I hate the fucking game, League of Legends. Just in the world of League of Legends, you know Arcane, they got Piltover, Zon,
Uh-huh.
Noxus.
Yeah.
There's
I know.
a section in the world of
Bilgewater?
Runeterra, yeah, Bilgewater, and I was mainly inspired by the villain Gangplank. It was a very badass pirate. So, and I got into pirate music as well, so that definitely influenced. I was just watching a lot of pirate related stuff. Pirates of Caribbean, the pirates from fucking League of Legends, pirate metal. I think like Ailstorm and Yabanish Privateers, Dread Crew of Oddwood. Those are some bands people can check out. Those influenced it, but it wasn't where the magic and immortality aspect came from for the concept. And that it wasn't even gonna be that in the first place. It was just gonna be a pirate. Simple and straight. But then I watched Golden Kamui. Uh and the protagonist, he's nicknamed the Immortal Sugimoto because he has never died in a battle. Like he'll have bullet wounds, he'll have a fucking hole in his chest, but he had never really died. So it was like, oh, that's cool. I'm gonna take that. As well as the magic bit, I think that mainly came from One Piece with all the devil fruits. So a lot of that definitely influenced what my model and lore are now. But every other model has always been influenced by something else. So, I have the Muppet model. I was watching Muppets for a while. This model I was watching, I was just like thinking, oh, bikini babes, that's nice. I'll just do that. Nothing special there. But there's always something that has influenced the next model or two. And it's like, oh yeah, I have an idea.
I forgot to mention, but I was also influenced by Evangelion. Quite a bit, quite a lot, a lot. I love the alien aspect of, or the angels in Evangelion, because they're just so interesting. Especially when they're paired with, like, the aliens are technically not like angels, but they're called that because they think the world is gonna go into damnation or whatever. I don't know. And I really like how there's like this like neural link between the pilot and the mech, especially since the mech is their parent. So essentially, when they link, it's like mother and kid relationship as their link to controlling the mech. And I thought that was really cool. But I was influenced by many other things, like the angels mostly, because I thought, like, especially if you talk about like Ezreal or whatever it's called, there's like, it's basically the alien itself is a beam of light, and the beam of light can like essentially it's essentially a PTSD flashback. And imagine like Asuka is 14 in a mech with basically their mom as the mech, and a beam of light comes down and it like makes them flashback to every single moment that has led into her being a mech pilot. And her story's dark as frick. And it's, yeah, but either way, I'm just yapping about Evangelion now. But
I've never watched Evangelion.
Oh,
So
same.
this is like a flashbang to me.
yeah,
As someone who's
just like the
never
angel itself.
watched the show and is like only aware of like little of it from the memes, getting the mech
Get
Shinji
in
or
the mech!
whatnot, or the chair, yeah.
Yeah, the chair.
Oh, and
That's definitely wild.
congratulations.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
congratulations! Congratulations!
Yeah.
Oh, and I think
Traumatization.
I'm like also inspired by Black Rock Shooter. That it's like this anime about these girls, specifically Hatsune Miku is in it.
Oh.
Yeah. And their consciousness like turns into like these like fighters, and they like fight each other like psychologically. But like also literally. Like in their mindscapes. And so Black Rock Shooter, she has like this flame eye, and originally like that's where I got like the blue eye from. Because it was gonna be like flames and stuff, but I didn't want to rig that. but there's like a lot of influences from Black Rock Shooter, because that was like something I like watched a lot in my childhood.
Yeah. I think the only other things that I have not mentioned at all that influenced me is like, yeah, you know me, I'm probably the only guy in here to read some the damn Marvel comic books. Sadly, but there is a lot of interesting stuff that has influenced me, especially comic book Doctor Strange and Silver Surfer. Those are just strange. It's a very weird, but it's also interesting how you can look into this corner of the world of magic that's never mentioned in any other book. You don't see a mention with like X-Men. You don't see it mentioned with Tony Stark or whatever his face is. uh, the Fantastic Four, especially the Fantastic Four. Reed Richards don't believe in magic at all. Uh, it's it's just interesting that you could go and see like there's different aspects of the world with different culture and different magic. And with Silver Surfer, it's more of the journey you get to watch as the reader. Beautiful, and it's always beautiful. The artwork's always beautiful in Silver Surfer. I just want to especially in the 80s run. Uh but it's like the Silver Surfer, he goes traveling around through space after being freed from his master, and you get to explore all these worlds that will never be mentioned again, but you know they exist. You know they're there. You know they got their own beautiful culture and landscapes. So that definitely also has influenced the Immortal Pirate as well.
Cool.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on VTubing? I guess just general thoughts or like anything. Like views on VTubing. That's
We
a
talked
tough
about this
one.
last episode. Did we talk about this last episode?
I don't think
I think we talked
so.
about
Don't think so?
lore.
We talked about
mostly.
lore and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Like VTubing as like a hobby or like as general, I guess.
I think it's fun just to play a character and stuff. For me, I just like enjoy having like a face to look at and not having to get dressed up for like a camera or something, or like not have to face judgment.
Yeah.
It's like it's really nice, and you get to basically be like whatever you want, and like, you know, like whatever you imagine. So you can have like a fantasy character, or you could be like yourself, or a mixture.
Yeah.
So like
I agree with most of that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's also pretty fun. I think like to look at. I think I don't know why, but like the rigging is actually more fun to look at than like a face to me. Maybe that's just me, but like I don't know, just seeing like wings or like flames or something like that, or like the bounciness is fun.
Yeah.
And also like VTubing, there's like so many things you could do with it. Just like the same like with like regular like I don't know, flesh tubing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like there's so much you could do with it. So it's not really limiting to like not have your face. I guess the only things that you're limited is like IRL stuff. But even then there's like apps where you could like hide your face behind like your VRoid avatar. So like even then you're not like limited really. I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts?
I think VTubing's a great way to kind of escape realism if you're sick of looking at flesh people. It's just it's definitely its own thing. In both IRL and VTubing do have their own pros and cons.
Yeah.
Like with VTubing, you're an animated character. You can do whatever you want. You can go and make you can do more projects. You can make comics, for example, or little animatics to tease upcoming events for said character. Merchandise. You're now more marketable as an animated character than you are as a flesh person. But like Emphy says, you can't really do much IRL. I mean, there's VTubers out there willing to show their face and do a lot of IRL stuff. But you know, the majority of VTube, it's like we don't want to do that. We want to kind of keep our identity hidden. That's kind of one of the points we get for doing VTubing. So, but as when you're a fleshy, I don't know what to fucking call them.
I
Flesh
just call them
tuber.
IRL streamers.
Yeah. You can't really do like Kaisen Na, for example, the second largest streamer on Twitch right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
He does a lot of stuff just from being IRL. Like I every time I'm on YouTube Shorts, there's always a random clip of him that pulls up, and he's like with fucking Kevin Hart or John Cena, or he's getting
Yeah.
beaten up with little pool noodles, or he's got the damn Miles Morales kid actor doing stuff. But he's always got something going on in his house, and it's all IRL.
Yeah.
And it's not something like you can do with VTubing, because it's definitely as expensive to have all those people around, but it feels more expensive to have it all drawn out. I feel
Yeah,
like it's double the price.
or
Have it
getting
all
like a
drawn out.
3D
Such.
model.
Yeah.
That's too expensive too.
3D
Yeah.
models also just have their own perks as well, because
Yeah.
you can do some stuff that an IRL person can do, but you can't really go out. You can't
Yeah.
go out and look all polygonal with all the flesh people.
Yeah. I was drawn to VTubing because of the privacy aspect. I also hate looking at myself in the camera. I kind of like flip the fuck out. But besides that, I also have like grown up with anime, and that's literally what drawn me to it too. I also
Yeah.
like seeing people's success stories with VTubing. I find it very admirable. And knowing that you can like still do like content creation without showing your face is like pretty much a dream for me. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to show my face, but I still want to make connections and also like put myself out there. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like that kind of like contradicting thing of I want to be seen, but I don't want to be seen. Kind of like that.
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah. I didn't really have like a goal like or like something like really like cool or inspiring. I just didn't want to show my face or clean myself up or clean my room. I just don't want to do that shit. I just wanted to like still keep creating. That's literally all I wanted to do. That's why when it comes to creating character, I'm like, whatever. I didn't really see it as important. Like I think if I had like if I didn't pick VTuber, I would probably pick faceless YouTuber. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like the privacy, but the privacy aspect is very important to me when it comes to like content creation in general. So that's the reason why I picked this thing.
It's a
You'll
lot
never know if you got
safer.
Sniper Wolf hunting you down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're gonna dox my house or some shit. I don't know. Take a picture.
Did she ever get sued for that? Did she ever
I
get a
don't
restraining
know.
order?
I don't
What
know.
happened with
I
that?
don't know, man.
It just happened and nothing continued.
I sure hope she got restraining order. That's crazy.
We're world's worst TV pilot.
Yeah. But general VTubing, aside from my own, I think VTubing is like this little niche corner, and so I just instead of seeing it as like a genre, I see it as like a medium of content creation. Like
Yeah.
instead of seeing it as like this, like these anime weebs who like to be like anime people. I think it's more like I just think it's like more like it's like you driving a car or driving a mech or I don't know. Like
It's like driving a mech. Yes, we all have driven a giant robot in the middle of Bourbon Street, Louisiana.
Yeah. But either way, like it kind of just feels like you're driving a car and instead of a bus. I don't know if that's a good analogy, but I don't know, but it just seems like a form of content creation that is a little misunderstood, but it's just new. That's why it's misunderstood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only like 7 years old, right? When did Kizuna AI start doing it? Because that's how old it is.
Yeah. And then there's still like 3D, like there was even the American version of VTubers, which is like the Barbie, the Barbie.
Yeah, the
show
Barbie one.
The Barbie?
Yeah,
there's a
she
show
has
about
like
Barbie where she's like a content creator and it's just a show. Kind of seems like
it's on
VTuber
YouTube
to me. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's on YouTube. I don't know.
Oh,
Like, yeah.
it's 9 years old, by the way. VTubing isn't possibly 9 years old. Kazuna AI, Kazuna AI says here on Wikipedia, November 2016.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
Cool, smart.
nearly 10 years.
Yeah.
God, that's horrifying. Christ.
The VTuber boom was in 2020.
Yeah,
And
VTubing
that's why I
blew
was
up
like,
around COVID, which fuck, I didn't know that happened.
Mhm.
it's
Yep.
because it kind of blew up in the West too because of Hollow Ian. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like it was definitely more of a Japanese thing.
yeah.
But like most Japanese think it bleeds into the west of Europe or in
Mm,
America.
yeah, yeah.
And so all the weebs found out about it, and then they were like, "I want." And then half of the weebs were like, "I want to do that," and then the other half is like, "You fucking loser! I'm gonna go back and watching Madoka Magica now."
I don't though. Don't shame it like that.
I love Madoka Magica. Why?
Why would you do that?
I'm sorry, I couldn't think of a magic girl anime.
Could have said Sailor Moon.
Oh, I
Everyone
could have
else would
said
be
Sailor Moon.
mad. Yeah. No, more people would have been mad.
Uh,
Sailor Moon's so popular.
it's
I'd say more popular than Madoka, but Madoka kind of like paved the way for like horror magical girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any other horror? Well,
Yeah, there's a
we're getting off
few.
topic now. There's a few. I think I only know 3 magical girl animes: Sailor Moon, Madoka Magica, and God damn, I can't remember. I know the English name, Gushing Over Magical Girls, which is like that's adult Yuri magical girl
Okay, okay.
anime. Do I
Isn't every magical girl anime just Yuri at this point?
That's fair. No, this one's like you look at the antagonist, the eyes of the antagonist, but it's all BDSM. That's what that is.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
And it's not very magical girl-esque. Not
It's
for not for younger intended audiences.
no, not
Please
for younger
please look
intended
away.
audience.
Please look away.
Definitely a little. It's definitely a little nasty. I regret watching half of that show.
I would too.
Have you seen this pirate? He's a degenerate. If you have seen them, call your local horny police authorities. Uh,
What best film? We've
best.
kind of talked about film. I mean,
I talked about a little bit of film that inspired us for sure.
yeah, yeah. What's your favorite? It's hard to answer.
Oh, that's
Oh,
hard.
Gremlins.
Yeah.
I think
Gremlins.
my
Gremlin? I see.
top 2 are like Interstellar and then Train to Busan. I really love that one.
Interstellar is interesting.
Yeah. Gremlins. Yeah, I'm always gonna like say Gremlins. It's the first thing that comes to my head. It's great puppeteering, great little shits flying around the screen during Christmas time. Yeah, how can you ever hate a film like that? I mean, other films I like. I mean, like Bullet Train. If you've seen that one, that had Brad Pitt, I believe. That's a more recent. That came out of like 2 or 3 years ago now. But Brad Pitt, Bullet Train. How do I describe the plot? Oh yeah, dude has a job, right? He's technically a thief. He has a job to do on this train because the other dude called in sick, and he is now entangled with a bunch of drama involving the yakuza. And it turns out the yakuza had invited said dude who called in sick, but turns out he didn't know.
Interesting.
I don't
Hmm.
know. I'm not good at explaining plots,
It's
as you
okay.
can
It's
tell.
okay.
I was not
Yeah, you're
prepared to
a
talk about
writer. Let's go.
it.
Empy, what's your? You were talking about Interstellar and
And
what was
Train
the
to
other one?
Busan.
Okay, can you explain a little bit about that?
So Train to Busan is basically like everyone knows Interstellar pretty much, but like Train to
Yeah.
Busan is actually a zombie movie.
Oh, okay.
It's a Korean zombie movie where basically this dad is heading with his daughter to his estranged wife's house in Busan. When the zombie apocalypse hits, as they are going on this train, and basically it becomes a story about like fatherhood and kind of becoming a better father and parent. And yeah, that's the best way I could explain it without like spoiling everything. But it's such a good movie.
Yeah, I bet it is. It just seems like, I don't know, a little bit of tearjerker, I think.
Oh, definitely.
Is it?
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
For me though, I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite movie. I mean, movie specifically, I don't know, but I have a lot of favorite shows. If it was a favorite show, I'd say Rain, because it holds a lot of memory to me. It's literally just Scotland and France alliance. And it's about the romance between Frances Valois and Mary, Queen of Scots. And it's like this really old like teenage like catered toward teenagers, and it's like kind of like made by the same people who made Teen Wolf or whatever. I forgot what the thing was, or Supernatural, CW basically, and it holds a lot of memory to me because I kept trying to rewatch it and watch it over and over and over and over, and I never finished it until I did, and then I did, and I was like, I was like, finally I fucking finished it. And it was like, it was good though. I really enjoyed it. I watched it over and over because until he left Netflix, and I was like so sad, but
Yeah, you can watch it on Tubi, I bet.
probably could. But it's good. I think it just holds a lot of memory to me. It doesn't have like any like redeeming qualities or like whatever, but it's like kind of like a guilty pleasure show. So yeah. And currently my favorite show is Arcane. I can't stop watching it.
It's so good.
Yeah. It's so good.
Definitely do have a love-hate relationship with Arcane right now as a League of Legends lore fan.
I can understand that. It changes a lot of like lore and character appearances.
They added Mbessa to the game, right? The granny, yeah?
Yeah.
Her inclusion to the game changed another character's lore that I like playing, named Rel, who is this child who was like she's a magical experiment because she was pretty much supposed to be created to handle this it's supposedly you know like the Lich King, right, in like Adventure Time,
Yeah.
where there's always a powerful dark sorcerer. So in League of Legends, there's a character named Mordekaiser who lives in Noxus mainly.
Yeah.
And the Black Rose, which is a cult, I think that was mentioned in Arcane.
Yeah.
They were experimenting on Rel for her to be like kind of the savior to beat Mordekaiser. But now I've learned that they not only did they change the kit of the character, but they had also changed her entire lore to be more like she worked for Mbessa, and that's it.
Strange.
Wow.
I don't like how they replaced lore. I felt like it should have just been its own thing.
Yeah.
They do this with so many. They've been doing this with so many characters as well. Not only is it like, because they also do a visual reworks, right? Like they've changed the character's kit and story entirely.
Yeah.
The most notable one recently was Skarner. So Piltover, the Hex Tech, that was originally poached scorpions, right? A race of scorpions.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah.
They were poached because they contained the Hextech crystals. They erased. I think I talked to you about this, dude, but they erased all of that for Skarner because Skarner's the last of his kind, and he's trying to like just save himself from being poached like the others.
Yeah.
Uh, so they got rid of all of that, and so now Skarner is not that. His race does not exist like that anymore, but instead he's a Earth Guardian for the hidden city of Ixchal, which is like El Dorado in the League of Legends universe. Another thing is, I think I also talked to you about it's Seraphine. She was never introduced
Yeah.
in
No.
Arcane, right?
Arcane, no.
Seraphine was such a big problem. Not only was it like she just a cash cow character,
Yeah.
where she came out with a $20 skin, but it was also like her initial lore was tied with Skarner's race,
Yeah,
because
she could, like,
she's
hear.
kind of, yeah, she can hear. She's kind of telepathic. She can kind of hear what people are thinking magically,
The dead.
and
She could hear the dead.
she
I
could
hear
hear
dead people.
exactly. She could hear the race, the
Yeah.
Skarner's race. That she can hear them crying and everything, and she acknowledges this. She looks at this and says, "Yeah, that's not my problem." And and her whole lore is like she's supposed to try to unite Piltover and Zahn together through the power of music. It's one of those plots. And
For
then she
the
and then she has an then she has an interaction in the game with Skarner where she's like, "I hear your brethren, Skarner. I can hear their sad cries," in the most
God.
haunting way. If so, so that's a mess. And
Yeah.
and not only that, it's like the fuck.
Yeah.
There are some characters that also weren't involved that are part involved in the League of Legends universe, but are not in the Arcane.
Uh-huh.
There is Camille, who is technically like the head of the police force in Piltover in the League of Legends universe.
Uh,
But she has never shown in Arcane, sadly.
mm, mm.
As well as Ziggs, who is as much of an anarchist as Jinx is in the game. Again, never shown. And he's supposed to be like best friends with Heimerdinger as well, so that's also upsetting. Never got to see that dynamic on the screen. And Renata Glass. Renata Glass is one of the Chem Barons. Also never gets mentioned or anything. So there's just a lot of things that upset me. I know why they didn't do it, but at the same time, shit, why? Why you gotta do that? You're
Yeah,
already changing
I
the
don't.
lore so much. At least like give
Yeah.
me. Didn't even include Zeri. I don't think Zeri got mentioned either.
Wasn't she like a recent appearance? Like, I don't think like. I think Arcane was already. Okay, I'm just going off based on
Yeah,
Valorant knowledge, but like
that's
she
fair.
was
Yeah,
recent. Yeah.
both Zeri and Renata are very recent. Camille came out 2015.
Then I
So,
understand that then. Yeah.
but Renata and Zeri, they came out very recently.
Yeah, like 2021 or something.
Yeah,
Maybe. Yeah.
I
I
don't
know
know.
because
I don't.
Neon.
I know they're not gonna make an Arcane season 3, but
No.
there's so
No.
many
Legend
things that
said.
I wish they did. I wish they had Blitzcrank, which he was created by Victor as a golem to help Zahn and all
Mhm.
that. Heimerdinger and Ziggs, I wish I saw that dynamic at least like once. They have to be
Yeah.
like a full plot. Just
Mm.
Heimer and Ziggs talking it out, and Ziggs like, okay, fuck off. I'm gonna go back to Bandle City and blow some shit up. Because that's where like that's where Heimer and his race live. They don't really die, right? They kind of
Oh
just
yeah, yeah.
go
They're
back.
like
They
immortal or
just kind of
something.
go back to the respawn point.
Yeah. They're playing Minecraft.
There's also Twitch and Zack. Zack was an
Yeah,
goopy experiment.
Twitch.tv is on is in League of Legends.
And Twitch is this. I guess Twitch wouldn't really matter. They didn't. There's not much with Twitch anyway. But Twitch is just this sewer rat, mutant rat that lives in Zon. And he's like, I am the Rat King. Fear me, and it scatters away.
I love
Me, for
that.
real.
Me for real. I'm ranking.
A
Runs
lot
away.
of characters I wish I could see, but I understand that some of them weren't gonna make it because they didn't do much for the plot anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like even then, I'm more upset about the lore change in
Lore
during Frozen.
changes, yeah. I understand that. Like, I was
Mhm.
about to be like, Arcane's its own story, and then it's like, no, they're like changing everything about the game. I'm like, oh my
They're changing
god.
everything. They showed some stuff with Noxus in a recent
Yeah, welcome to Noxus.
video.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I'm kind of worried if they're gonna change stuff with like Katarina, who
Mhm.
I don't care for Katarina, but there is a shipping I particularly like in the League of Legends universe where it's like Katarina and the himbo guard Garen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I recognize that.
And I saw there was some Twitter arguments saying, "Why is Garen shipped with this woman?" It's like, come
They're
on.
like, is she a girl kisser?
Oh yeah, I saw
They see her
that.
trying to kill the damn spider lady Elise, and it's like, oh, we shipped that. Yeah, toxic Gary. Ooh, like, come on.
Like, dude, no. She does not want the extra 6 legs.
I
Oh,
ranted.
God.
I ranted about this too long. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I like Arcane. I don't know. I like watching it with friends. I think that's why I really liked it. It's 'cause
Yeah.
watching it with my two best bros, where it's like so fun, and they would yell at me when I see parallels. They're like, oh, like when Jinx was like talking about like being, or like Soko was talking about being like a dad or whatever. I'd be like, is there something so like something? I forgot a quote, but this is something so terrible about having a daughter or whatever. Like I reference a quote back to Silco, and then my friends just went, "Fuck you," because it's so depressing. And I'm like, ha ha ha, like my ability to like see parallels in the show is like top tier for no reason, and I'm like, okay. And they were so done with my bullshit every time I spoke. So yeah, it's just enjoyable. It's an enjoyable show just to watch, especially with friends. I think there's a lot of like TikTok people who are on TikTok who will just watch it with a bunch of friends, and then when they see
Yeah.
the Caitlyn vibe Boombaya, they're just like, yeah. It was so funny.
That
And then
was
again,
definitely one thing I was rooting for. The whole Kaylin vibe
yeah,
thing.
Mhm.
the Boombaya.
They're quote unquote partners in crime. Or not partners in crime. Partners against crime. I'm dumb. Fuck.
Yeah, kind of the opposite.
Um. I guess like one more nitpick. This is more of the arcane community. The fucking YouTube shorts, man. I think I have a new addiction. I just haven't acknowledged it yet. I'm in denial. The arcane shorts. Every time it's like, oh, look at this detail. It's connected to this bit. It's like the smallest little pebble connected to some
Yeah,
bit with Jace or Victor in the arcade, and it's like it's all connected. They knew this. Oh, the foreshadowing. Oh.
yeah. That's what I'm so annoyed. I'm annoying about. Is like I see the parallels, I see the little nitpicks of stuff, and I'm like, oh, isn't this connected to this? And my friends go, fuck you.
Shut up!
Shut up, I'm trying to watch. I'm like, no, but listen, hear me out. Me trying to explain to my friends like why.
Hear me out. It's connected to the hex strap. They knew this since season 1.
I have a hex strap. Please.
The
Yes,
strap
I
on.
will. I've seen so many builds of the hex strap, and it's so funny. Like on Instagram, there's like so many like people who are like cosplayers. They built the hex strap themselves. It's so good, so good. I love the hex strap meme.
Oh my god.
I like
Oh,
the headcanon that Jace and Vi made it.
Jason Vi made it. That means so many things.
Stupid and stupid made a hex strap. Well, Jace's not really that stupid, but you
He's
know.
not that stupid. That man's a blacksmith. There was a whole scene of him just making a bunch of hextech weaponry.
I know, but like he's kind of like a
He
bit of a
gives off.
himbo.
He gives off the
that.
himbo vibes.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Don't lose your nuts. I love that scene. I just start dying of laughter every time. And she just can't.
You
That
just
was
can't
so
handle
funny.
it.
She's just like, he's like, oh, I'm about to boombayah this bitch right now. and she just leaves. Her fine ass walks away. And he's like, I better not lose my nuts now.
So ridiculous.
What about like favorite like anime shows or like movies?
Anime shows and movies?
Yeah,
Anime movies, not shows. Or is that
Anime,
or both.
anime movies? Wait.
Since you talked about shows too, I guess we can like include shows.
Silent Voice and Evangelion.
Bro, I love it's like a Ghibli film, Graveyard of the Fireflies.
Oh, I
I
know
don't
what you're
recognize
talking about, yeah.
and even though a lot of people don't like it, I actually really liked it. The Madoka Magica movie.
Oh,
The
yeah.
sequel.
They had a movie?
Yeah, they had like
It had a sequel?
it acted like a
Yep.
sequel to like the actual main show. But a lot of people didn't like it because it changed a lot of things.
Yeah.
But I actually really enjoyed it. I
Mhm.
loved it a lot.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
The fight scenes in Madoka Magica are pretty freaking good too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
and
have
just
a hard time trying to. Oh, sorry.
and just like the music and like I love the scrapbook effect that they have.
Yes.
It's really beautiful.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
But what were you saying?
I was saying I don't think I can really remember an anime show too much. I think the one that pops up in my head the most is is literally Golden Kamuy and One Piece. But Golden Kamuy I do actually like a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
It's really funny, man. You really gotta watch it. But it's funny. It's got good action, and it's all
Never gonna
about.
watch One Piece. Never ever.
I didn't say One Piece. I didn't say One Piece.
I watched
I'm never gonna
100
watch One Piece.
episodes and like that
I'm
was
not
enough.
ever. No. I watched a single one. I'm never gonna watch another one.
Just because I said it's funny as action does not mean it's One Piece.
You mentioned One Piece, and I'm like, never gonna watch that one.
Yeah, I was talking about Golden Kamuy. It really
Yeah,
is good. Good action, good. What was I talking about?
Golden Kamuy.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, good action, funny anime. You know, and if you like treasure hunts, that's all it's all about.
Oh, I have another one.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what it's called. Magi and the Labyrinth of Magic. I don't
Oh,
know if
I
you
haven't-
recognize any of that.
I haven't heard of that one.
I think I recognize Magi, but I think I'm thinking of a different Magi anime.
I watched that show and I was in love with it for the longest time. And it's like I wouldn't say a classic, but it's pretty much a classic in my heart. Cause I don't know.
It's a hood classic.
It's good. It's good, but it's weird. But yeah, I don't know. I
Oh, you know
found
what?
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
My favorite character is Morgiana because she got super strength. She got pink hair and she's a badass. Yeah. I also like the Jins. The Jins with the blue. The Jins are cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Brand New Animal. That's also another
Ass
anime I
on my
like.
face. Okay, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I got a fat ass. Okay, don't need to point it out.
My bad.
There's no opposite for Brazilian butt lifts, man. I can't find any.
I'm trying to find a wordplay on it, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, Brand New Animal. It's Studio Trigger.
Yeah,
Studio
that was
Trigger
so
just
good.
makes some iconic words. Like every
Yeah.
time you see
Yeah.
something from Studio Trigger, you know it's gonna be a hit. Dungeon
Yep.
Meshi, the most recent
Yup.
one.
I think they did a
Yup.
cyberpunk one too.
Yeah, the
Yeah, they
Cyberpunk
did
anime,
Edge
yeah.
They did Endrunners, yeah.
And they did Kill la Kill, I think it was those.
Yeah,
the
Kill la
one?
Kill is
Yeah.
the most iconic one they've had. I think
Yeah,
those ones are
yeah.
more earlier works as well. But a movie they made, it's like a 7 out of 10. But a movie they made was Premiere
Mhm.
with all the
Oh
humans that like
yeah.
are combusting and everything. That was beautiful fucking animation. I think. Uh, would definitely also give it a watch. I feel like everything I say is like a must watch. Golden Chameleon, Promare, some good are some good things to watch.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
some
yeah,
pretty good shows. Yeah. Pretty good shows and
Yeah.
movies. Yeah, I have a new list now.
yeah,
Thank you
Mhm.
guys.
Yeah.
yeah. One Piece.
No.
I have 2 people breathing down my neck to watch One Piece. I'm not doing it. I'll fight for my life.
We get Robobo in the next episode.
No. That's 3. If Robo asks me to watch One Piece, I'm gonna be like, yeah.
Robobo
Even
was
3 people.
Robobo came into my stream last night. He was wasted, but he's like, "Why didn't you invite me to the universe? Why didn't you have me in, Cham? Have me on the podcast next time."
Maybe we could
I'll
have
be
guests.
I'll be
Yeah.
it. Yeah, we want get probably some guest host would be fun.
Yeah. Spice it up a little bit.
And that's all the time we have. Thank you guys so much for
Wow.
watching.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
listening to
Yippee.
my League of Legends rant. It's probably gonna happen next episode, same time next 2 weeks.
Yes.
Yippee.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.